Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, this is Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and receive all the information on how to build your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. I'm going to speak again about government contracts. The reason is because it's close to the end of the fiscal year and the beginning of next year's budget. So we get a lot of questions about set-asides and just how challenging is it to get into the federal government space when it comes to marketing your cleaning business. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips on why it's so important. If you are looking at scaling your business to six figures and beyond, this just might be the place that you want to start or add to. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing private contracts and government contracts at the same time. As a matter of fact, that was one of the ways that we were able to scale our business so quickly because we did both the private sector and the federal government sector as well. So one of the advantages is of the government having actual government contracts is stability. You know that the government is going to pay you. Now, if any of you have been in business for even a short amount of time, you may have run into a couple of challenges when it comes to some of your private contracts paying you either on time or at all. Now, we had one that I absolutely loved. They were really, really good. And unfortunately, it probably was really no main fault of theirs. They had to file for bankruptcy. So we clean like one extra time, and we do have in one of our contracts and all of our contracts that after a certain amount of time, if we do not receive the payment, we will no longer provide service. But we'd been with them for a while and really, really liked them. So we decided to go ahead and give them an extra month. Unfortunately, they filed for bankruptcy and we did get partial payment, but we didn't get all the money because they were actually out of business. So one of the advantages was that we had government contracts that we knew that was not going to happen. We know that one of the things about the stability of a government contract, you're always going to get your money and on time. The second thing I love about government contracts is longevity. You are normally going to get contracts anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Sometimes it could be 5 years or longer, depending on the vehicle, which is the way you get paid. It could be anywhere up to 20 years because with some contracts they can renew. They're actually 5 years and they can renew 4 times. So that means you can actually have a contract for 20 years. Now, we have been fortunate to have some long-term longevity with some of our private sector contracts, but not as many as we do with the government. And my favorite part are the set-asides. The set-asides are really great, being that I am a woman-owned and I am a veteran business. One of the great things is the government spends $500 billion with the B annually on contracts. $500 billion with the B. And 23% of that is set aside for small businesses. So if you are a woman-owned business, and that's like 51%, and there are some other requirements, you want to check into that. One of the great things is 5% is set aside for you. Now, that's not small. 5% can be somewhere about $25 billion set aside for women-owned businesses. And the other one is veteran and disabled veteran. There is like 3% set aside, and that could be anywhere for about $15 billion, somewhere around in there. Now, what are set-asides? Set-asides are government contracts that are set aside for socially or economically disadvantaged businesses. Now, there are several. These are just two that I've gone over. But if you'd love to know more about all of this, please make sure you register for my masterclass. It is How to Win Big in the Government Cleaning Space. Masterclass, how to win big, how to actually get government contracts. Now, there is a lot to it. Some individuals think it's about getting an EIN number only and registering with SAMS, but there is a lot of moving parts. That's the reason why it's worth it. It is well worth it. I would truly recommend anyone into understanding how the government market works. It is so worth it. $500 billion. And one of the other great things that I never really talked about was during a recession, the government spends even more money. I think since this pandemic, since this is not really recession, but they're kind of borderlining on that, they've spent trillions of dollars during the pandemic. Trillions. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure you click the link below to register for my How to Win Big in Government Contracts masterclass. We go into set-asides and everything that you need to become even more familiar with how this process works. And it is a process, but it's worth it. So until next time, be safe, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.